It's time! You are watching the FM Senpai, the Bate Beast, Celando Escobar, a Minesweeper champion, Geography champion, and Streamer Showdown champion, Vice Captain America himself, Zealand! Dimples! Do those count? I've been told dimples are pretty cool. Teeth? Yeah. Brush my teeth every morning. I'm a big boy. Give me a freaking lollipop. So. Nikki, happy birthday, Nikki. Nikki in the chat with a happy birthday. JD, what's up? Hattie BMA. I actually managed to. There was so much doubt. There was so much hate. I'm in school mode. I wake up at 7 a.m. every day. And before bed, I brush and floss before bed. But Nikki, happy birthday. It must be silly o'clock for you. Thank you for the 8 months as part of the Hammers, Nikki. Mac Hell, thank you so much for the 4 months of the Twitch Prime. Hop Parade Sid, thank you so much for the 3 months. Congrats on cooking your bacon. Welcome to the TTS. Eric Mendez, thank you for the 3 months. Who would have thought streaming at 5:30 means I can show up? 5:30 a.m., 5:30 p.m. I don't know what's going on. The Zoom's broken. I'm lost. John Iali, thank you so much for the Twitch Prime and welcome to the Hammers. Woo! Okay. We are saving some more saves today because we had to end the stream early yesterday because Stacy was going super hard, but we've called, we reset the entire internet.
Hope you are well submitted. I need help. Hope you are good.
Why so early? New stream schedule. I'm going to go through chat right now and change the stream schedule on Twitch, change it on Stream Elements so nobody goes, dude, what are you doing right now? Does that sound good? Yeah, it sounds good. I should be able to do that, and it shouldn't be that hard. It probably will be. Do I got a creator dashboard? But I'm going to do it right now. New schedule on Thursdays. We stream a little earlier in the morning. Can you save my uni coursework? No, unfortunately. I've been out of the school game for a long time. And when I came back to the school game, it's all sports broadcasting and journalism stuff. None of it can help you with whatever you're doing. Zealand, first time I've watched you, but I'm going to watch your videos for 6 months. That's a lot of commitment. I'm a little nervous, honestly. That sounds like a lot of commitment. Thank you for the 6 months of viewing. What's been your favorite video throughout the course of that time? Good morning. Yeah, good morning. Hydrate. We're hydrating with orange juice. That's how you know it's early. My first live stream. Thank you, brother Mel. Welcome to your first live stream. Can you save Spurs from Mourinho? No, but I did see a very funny... Mourinho, like, story quote thing. Oh, I already changed it. Well, smooth. I already changed the Twitch schedule. I'm over here trying to do something I was already done. Sounds like most things. Hey, can I configure?
Oh man, I can't wait to use my newly found text-to-speech power. I hope I don't waste it.
You got pretty close, didn't you? Was that a waste? I don't know. Caleb, thank you so much for the 3 months. This is part of the hammers. What do you guys think? Did he waste it? Kind of felt like it, right? All right, he didn't switch the Stream Elements one, so I've managed to actually accomplish something. I switched the Stream Elements schedule. No new saves to save? No, we've got plenty from yesterday we're going to go through. We're going to save what basketball team you support in college, University of Virginia. I don't have an NBA team. I'd rather watch this season's Amazon doc of Spurs, honestly. Man. So that Mourinho story, by the way, the Mourinho story was when he was coaching Inter, okay? And it was Maicon. Remember, like, the defender who was very, very skilled, right? Yeah. Scored that incredible goal against North Korea. It's just not a sentence you say very often. Maicon says that he always gets his... Mourinho heard that Maicon always got his 5th yellow card around, like, December so he could go home early or something. That was his goal. He'd get suspended for the last match and he would go home early. So Mourinho says, if you get your 5th yellow card, I'm not letting you go home early. If you get I'm not letting you go home early. So Maicon goes to him and says, well, what if I score? Like, what if I score a goal? Then can I go home early? Mourinho's like, no, score 2. If you score 2 goals, I'll let you go home early. So they play the match. He scores 2 goals and then gets the 5th yellow card and goes home early. So Mourinho was able to get, 2 goals out of it. Pretty solid. A deal is a deal. Exactly. Sure. He's suspended for the next match anyways to make sure that Mourinho upholds his deal. Boom. Scores 2 goals. Just mail order 2 goals. Like, putting in supreme effort to get 2 goals. Thoughts on the League of Ireland? It is fun to manage in. Bad, but fun to manage in. Hey, what's up? Opinion on a positive 5-3-2 as the better team? Yeah, I mean, if like everybody is on attack, it can absolutely work because those 3 center backs are basically just keeping track of everybody they're putting forward. Aren't you early today? I am, yes. Diggy Dylan, thank you so much for the 3 months of the Twitch Prime. Joining Caleb with cooked bacon, TTS, and now the first level of membership in an elite online gaming community.
Missed the banana reveal, but boy was it still hype watching it back. Have you thrown the stress toy yet? Keck.
I actually do. I actually do have the banana stress toy. So the person that sent me those funny outfits was Chester, and they came with a banana stress toy, which, in case you were wondering, this is for scale. So whatever that means. Shut up. Okay. It's for scale. Jeez, man. Would you ever do a save in the Australian A-League? Probably not. I don't do saves in like the MLS either because the rules are just weird to me. Quad Yell, what's up, guys? Is it bad I play Football Manager all day while I work? No, that's how I got good at the game. Dear God, are you not a cultured man? I have a first scale stress toy banana, which... Never mind. Have you ever commentated a sport you had no knowledge of before commentating? Yes, field hockey. I'd never watched a game of field hockey before I got assigned that. Then I started watching some field hockey games, learning the lingo, but there are still field hockey is a very complicated sport. When I will broadcast field hockey, there will be like one thing that happens where I'm not sure exactly what's happening. And that's never like what has happened or what the call was, why they blew the whistle. Have you ever managed in Iceland? Yes, I managed HK, correct. We took them all the way to the knockout stages of the Champions League. It was good fun. Melm! Welcome to the Hammers, Melm! Thank you for the tier 1 and welcome to an elite online gaming community. What did Florida do to Tom Brady? Turned him into one of us. He looked like a 40-something in Tampa celebrating that Super Bowl, and that's all that matters. Thoughts on Mustafi? He doesn't really have it mentally anymore, but he's a quality player. Would you ever do a save in the Czech Republic? Absolutely. It's the type of fun nation-building area that I could definitely see myself doing a save in. What teams have you managed in Ireland? Derry City. Managed Derry City in Ireland. Champions League playoff. We didn't get actually to the group stages. I love your interview with Mr. Diz. It was brilliant. Thought you had a good account of yourself. Very insightful. Can't wait to see what you get up to in the next 5 years. Thank you, Anthony. That was fun. Did an interview with Mr. Diz. Like, the moment I got off the plane coming back from the Super Bowl was funny. Name's Melman? Got it. I hope I said that last time. Thanks a lot for putting the live streams in the live channel. Love watching them if I've missed stuff. Absolutely. Still hoping an FM streamer does a Belgian save. Wouldn't hold your breath on anybody else doing it, but I'm definitely in with a chance. You live in Derry? What a weird place to live. I like Googled it. You're like right on the border between the two Irelands, and it's just like 2 cities, 1 city on either side of the border. Tale as old as time. It's like begging to be a novel of some kind, like Into the Darkness, the story of Derry City. Right, we're saving saves today. We start with Ben Swansea. Ben, are you here? Probably not. He had a Swansea match yesterday. He was all worried about Jordan Morris. And did they win? Well, I mean, I'd have to actually look for the championship. Oh, no, they played Man City. You know, but did Jordan Morris and Paul Areola play well? Areola came on. Morris was subbed out. I'm going to go with no. I am going to go with no. America. Anyways, Ben Swansea just got promoted to the Prem in 2027-2028. Finances are steady but unspectacular. I was hoping saving saves would be the start of a transfer window, but instead it's just closed. So have I targeted the right signings? Modified my main tactic in the 3rd slot from last season to be a little more cautious. Any red flags? Any Deadwood, which won't help me in the Premier League? Probably. Is there Welsh and Hammers love Wales? Rate my Welsh regions. 3 from the Welsh League, 1 from Liverpool this season. The striker was an amateur contract till 21. Signed American Julian Araujo from the Galaxy, 26 now in game. Do you know of him? If he's any good, got 7 caps in game. I've heard the name before, but I didn't think he was a Premier League quality player. But alas, our boy Ben Swansea's just got promoted to the Premier League. 3 claps. Okay. No intensive language course can help new staff signings. Would you do a save with legends as active players? I don't know. I feel like it would break some of the immersion for me. I love kind of the building of the universe that happens over time. I don't know if I'd want to destroy that so passionately. You ever do a second-tier Scotland save? I don't know if I'd specifically do a second-tier Scotland save. Kieran, thank you so much for the 3 months, by the way, man. Stress Toy Banana, big fan. Oh, well, that just... It's toy. This Stress Banana, terrible idea. All right, so what transfer deals is our boy made here? All right, Julian Araujo. This dude's not real. 100% don't think this guy's real. He is real. Why did it assign him a face? He's 19.
An early stream. Congrats to the Bucks, by the way. Brady equals GOAT from a Pats fan, obviously.
Did he just get an appearance? I think he did. Araujo sounds like a solid American name. It is in California. This thing, an American name, like a dude that is legit American, born legit American. I mean, like, has an American accent and is born and raised in the United States. You can have essentially any last name in the entire world and that be true. Araujo was born in California. He made 35 appearances for LA. Dude. It is the guy I'd heard of. But then I thought this face was like a regen face pack face. That's why I was like, wait, this dude isn't real. That was like the whole thought process. Hey, an early stream. Congrats to the Bucks. By the way, Brady equals a GOAT from a Pats fan. Obviously, Jericho. Then a hearty congratulations on getting yourself to silver bacon. Absolutely deserved. Fun build a nation save. I've often thought the Croatian League would be an absolute blast for that sort of thing. But like, Turkey or Portugal is another fun way to go about it. Abanetsulis, too. Abanetsulis with a gifted to Alicia Summer. Welcome to the Hammers, Alicia. Abanetsulis stepping out. Stepping over. Gifting a sub. Making somebody else's day. Okay. How's the internet now? It's better. We had to reset some things. Or reset the entire building's internet. But, you know... We had things we had to take care of. But it's obviously workable now. So, happy with that. We just needed it to be workable. So, what do I think of Araujo? I mean, he's pretty good. He's not a great player at the Premier League level, but he's definitely able to make it at a Premier League level and kind of contribute as the fullback. Who else did you invest in? You spent $10 million on Mateo Gonçalves. I'm a little worried about your spending in terms of like you're buying guys that are essentially at the level they're going to be at. That's a problem considering you just got promoted to the Premier League. I'm not too pleased by that. Like, this guy's probably the type of guy you want to go grab. He's got a little more room to grow. He's got a few years before he hits his stride. Never going to be a world beater, but it's a good deal. You know, 2.9 million. That dude can sell for a lot more than that. Delwyn Gibson. This is the guy you just got from Liverpool. With the 5 gifted subs. Welbesh, Authentic, Seabay, Ben Gregson, Nobody, welcome to the Hammers, and be sure to thank the subfather, Melman. First 5 gifted subs to the channel for Melman, and what is sure to be an illustrious career. One follow-up for the question yesterday, my tactics usually go narrow when it comes to attacking width and defensive width. Can it backfire when it comes to dealing with 4-2-3-1 Salzburg usually uses? I mean, yeah, they can completely overload the outside of the field, but the real issue for you, Parfait, is when they start to cut in from there. Big ol' Cinco de Gifto. As we break these players down, that these players are not, and somebody said this in the chat, and they're right, these players are not like good Premier League level players. Now, this guy's better than some of the other guys that we looked at, but having silky first touch isn't alone going to get the job done, right? And he's got incredible movement, ability to create separation, but he's actually, what does he do with it? He's not a great passer. He can't go on super long, majestic runs because he doesn't have the pace. Right, the crossing is good, and I suppose that's what he could do with it. Once he creates that separation, he plays a 1-2, he gets into the space and then gets the cross in, but it's not... Yeah, we're not signing guys that are going to be world beaters. We're signing... Let's get the feeling that the talent level of this team is pretty bad compared to the rest of the league. You have one of the shortest teams. You have the youngest team. As we can see as we click through this, obviously your team is... not expected to do tremendously well. You are better than this. I think you can dodge relegation fairly easily. The players that you have are not bad. Hey, how's Pulisic look? Christian. Love it, Christian. you're just not signing the right guys. Have you targeted the right signings? No. But you had the 27 million. You went out and bought some guys that are kind of lower third Premier League level players, except for maybe the Welsh and the English guy are like mid-table level Premier League players. They're not outstanding. None of them have particularly good potential. Let's see. Maybe you already got some studs on your team. You've loaned some guys in. Now this is smart. This is very smart. Because you want to stay up in the Premier League, and you don't have the money to invest in a team that's going to keep you here. And so this is good. Loaning these guys in, Charles Lonsdale Humphreys. Like, okay, you're not able to sign Charles Lonsdale Humphreys, but having Charles Lonsdale Humphreys, good God, he needs a shorter name. This is going to provide wonderful results for you. Orkun Cookshoe? Yeah, you got it. Orkun. Oops. Orkun Cookshoe. He's 26 years old, playing for Standard de Liège. Made a move for 18.5 million and has been a very regular feature for Standard de Liège since the move. He struggled to play with Feyenoord somewhat. Seemed like he was a fairly regular first team player, but now he's like an incredibly regular first team player there. That's a good career. That's a lot of senior matches for that guy. And Wilker Fariñas, you got it. Benfica. Oh my goodness. Manchester City bought him. Baby. Look at that silver bacon for Javon Miners. Congratulations on getting the colorful bacon next to your name. Manchester City bought him, then loaned him to Galatasaray for 2 straight years where he played fairly regularly, and then sold him to Leicester where he was a regular starter, who then sold him to Benfica where he's like just getting started in his Benfica career. So interesting life for Wilker Fariñas. 90 Brazilian caps, by the way, and just living his best life. When is the beta coming out? The game came out at the beginning of December. So the beta will come out November of this year, if I understand the question correctly. Venezuelan. Venezuelan. He's obviously Venezuelan. Chat, he's Venezuelan. So make me get out this banana stress toy. He's Venezuelan. Like, you know, the flag with the arc of stars, chat. So he's done a good job with the loans. Grabbed a few guys that should, you know, at least help. This guy's kind of bad, though. This guy doesn't really do anything. Here's the other Welsh wonder kid, Terry Park. He wasn't kidding. This dude 3 years ago was playing semi-pro ball at Cardiff Metropolitan University. And now he's bagged 23 goals for Kings Lynn. This the other Welsh kid, Dylan Hughes, who was playing at Barry till 4 years ago. He's 18, 19 years old. This guy's probably gonna get shredded in this league. Composure's way too low. His technical ability is not great. Started to make his appearances for Wales, but star player is definitely a little high. But let's take a look at like potential guys that are holding you back. The worst one out of these three is this guy. You probably want to sell because, okay, his next question was like, well, what dead weight do I get rid of, right? What dead weight do I get rid of? Restov, thank you so much for the 9 months. Dude, that's a Twitch baby, Restov. A Twitch child. So much commitment. So which dead weight do we want to get rid of? I think if you can get 10 to 15 million for Jose Macedo, you get him out of there. This guy is dead weight.
By the beard of Zeus, 10 months.
By the beard of Zeus. This dude is from the New Saints, so clearly we got to get rid of him. I mean, look, technically speaking, he doesn't have great technique. His passing sucks. I know the vision is addicting. But he's an intelligent player. I'm surprised that he isn't valued higher. That's why I think the sale of Macedo would be great, because there's something that's knocking his value up, and you should hope. I mean, just their value alone isn't going to mean that somebody's going to pay more for them, but that value being up there, oh my God. Oh, come on, man. This dude should never touch a Premier League field. Hunkleberry! By the beard of Zeus, 10 months. This dude should never touch a Premier League field. I got nothing against Daniel Harvey. He's probably a great lad. But this dude should never, ever touch a Premier League field. He shouldn't. He should not. So if you want to clear Deadwood, I think if you start relieving yourself of a few of these players. He's okay. Now, the buying of this old Romanian guy is a mystery to me. I don't understand why you bought him. And that's the guy you bought to play left back, and he's not very good. And honestly, the number of midfielders I've seen, I don't think you need Bergseth either. You've got a lot of midfielders. I don't think you need Bergseth. He's got incredible value. I don't know why. Again with this, he doesn't even have caps for...
Ask, are you a fan of BattleBots or Robot Wars? Keep up the good work, my favorite sexy man named after a country.
Well, that's a pretty big group of people. I'm happy to be on the top of that table. Sam, thank you for the 8 months in the Twitch Prime. I've never really watched like BattleBots or any of that stuff. I think I've watched it once or twice. You like find it on TV. It's 2 a.m. You're like, wow, this is interesting, but I never actually done it or anything. I'll tie a knife to one of those Roombas and just have it take care of business. Kimber Tombo, thank you so much for the 2 months as well. Welcome back to the Hammers. Anyways, this dude's reputation is only 1.5 stars. I have no idea why his value's at 15 million, and then this guy, who I would probably consider like if not equal, same hemisphere, 725,000. I don't know why you're paying this guy over $1 million. He comes from the New Saints. He cannot be that good. He is not that good. You sell those guys, you get yourself a lot of money to work with through the end of, like, in January. Obviously, you're going to have to make these moves in January, but if you're talking about getting rid of Deadwood and guys that I don't think are going to make a huge difference, you sell those guys, you invest in getting more scouts. Right now, ooh. You have 16 scouts. Good. You should be able to wire the world and get your hands on some very talented wonder kids. I see we've got Eastern Europe, Central Europe, South Europe, Eastern Europe, Central Europe, Eastern Europe, UK, Ireland, South Europe. Nice. Let's try not doing that and go to just, you can scout the whole world because you're in the Prem. South America East and South America West. Try both of those. You should also try North Africa, West Africa, because you have a work permit search thing that's going to allow you to figure out if those guys are going to be able to get work permits or not. Also, Scandinavia. You're going ham in the European scouting, which is just always more expensive if you're trying to sign the Wonder Kids from those places. But you aren't even scouting Scandinavia, where I could argue the cheapest European Wonder Kids come from. But that's neither here nor there, right? Let's look at his tactic, because this is a guy, you just get promoted to the Premier League. Basically, everything you're looking at says, okay, I want to make sure that my tactic, just changed it, is okay for the level. Has anyone ever gained anything from scouting Oceania? Yeah, I mean New Zealand. You get like the occasional New Zealand guy who can hang at, you know, a top level. No respect for Holland. I'm talking, look, Scandinavia has the cheapest Wonder Kids in Europe. That doesn't mean they're not as good. That never came out of my mouth. It was just they're the cheapest Wonder Kids in Europe, which is true. That or Eastern Europe. Central Europe and South Europe are not, you know, they're not the land of plenty when it comes to, oh, this guy's only $3 million. You know, they can be some random guy. But usually there are teams with better scouting networks than you that are there. This is a pretty classic way to set this up. Distribute over opposition defense. It should work. It should work because you're playing teams that are better than you, that are going to think they're better than you. Tell you what, this. All right, no nonsense. I love this. There are a couple of smart things going on here. So he wants to distribute over the opposition defense. Then this is the way you want to set up your line of engagement. You want to draw them forward. You're playing against better teams. That's good. You want to stay on feet. I love this. It's such a cheeky little way to make it harder for the opposition to dribble past you. So if the team you're playing against is better, stay on feet is really going to help. Not a lot of people think of that. And so you just got promoted. Stay on feet makes it harder for them to dribble by you because you're not diving in. You're kind of just building a wall that they have to go over, try and pass their way around. It's just not as fun for them. How did he have his assignments set up? Always set a minimum of current, fairly good. It's not a bad idea to set like a minimum of a fairly good current, but I'm just so worried that setting something like that's going to cause me to miss the greatest deal. You know, even if I can't get him a work permit, it's going to cause me to miss the deal of a lifetime or something. You know? But I like this. Tighter marking. It should be fine. Since the lines are closer, this space between the back line and the more defensive midfielders isn't as bad. It's a tactic with a purpose. I mean, you've got the 4 people on attack up here, which is very like, we're going to get the ball and go. But one of them is this pound guy who I don't know if I really like anymore at this level, being able to make a difference from there. What's wrong with the new Saints players? Dude, I just hate the new Saints. Give me some new vibes. The new Saints bullies every other team in Wales for no reason. They're the only professional team there. What are you doing? What are you doing? Why are you up so early? Jeez, Mom. Jeez, leave me alone. But grown up, do what I want. You get good players in the new. I refuse. I probably hate the new Saints more than any club in the game. In Argentina, lack of probity. Lack of probity saying there's some cheap wonder kids in Argentina and Brazil. Brazil's not true. In Argentina, it is true. Now, tactically, you're good. Obviously, you might want to start on balanced and put the wingers on support. And then, you know, you can go fullback on support if you start to get beat too bad, because your wingbacks on support do have get further forward. Fullbacks on support do not. So fullbacks on support, this would kind of be a safer way to live your life. Right? and then you start on balanced if you're not happy on that. But not about the shorter passing directness either. I might go standard, just open it up a little more for you, have Park running the channels, because this is like your dude. This is the dude that you prefer to be trying to make the plays over anybody else. Good old Terry Park. So let him make the plays. How are you, Matt? I'm good. Thank you. Thank you. Good tactic for a relatively high technical team. High tempo, low passing directness. It's my favorite for like high tempo teams, you know. What's up, Soul Slayer? When he's up so early but realize gives you a reason not to be bored during your online class, Vander Esch, I'm here for you. That's what's going on. How's the hangover after the... Oh, it was wicked. I had to fly home the day after the title, and I'm like... trying to open my eyes. Rough. I didn't get, like, my senses back for 2 days after that. Had to land. I'm doing the COVID test. I'm still hungover. I'm like... I mean, I don't drink a lot, but the Bucks won the Super Bowl, and you're just like, man, this is cool. But is there anything else? We really have gone all the way through Ben's team, so I feel like we've offered Ben a lot of pointers. And the first season, definitely going to be the hardest there, because once you cycle out the rest of the deadwood, you're going to get yourself 20 to 25 million more in the bank account. You take that 20 to 25 million, you roll it into a couple of wonder kids.
6 months. Yeah, boy, I still doing voiceover work. Celebratory hands in the air. Celebratory hands in the air. Celebratory hands in the air.
Celebratory hands in the air. Scoops! Congratulations on your silver bacon, Scoops Callahan. I haven't done voiceover work. Have I ever done voiceover work? I don't know. Saving save series for YouTube helped me save my own save. I was looking at aspects you were touching on with other teams in the episodes. Help myself. Thank you. Nice. Are you saying Dr. Benji asked you to save his save? Yes. Absolutely. That's what I've been asked by Dr. Benji to save his save. But Ben Swansea. Hope that helps, man. Sure it does. Next up is Drubinho. So started my second full season in the Portuguese Premier League. My first season after being promoted from the second league, we finished 4th with a decent run at the title, and now we're facing the Euro Cup 2. Okay, I want to see how we can continue our run both as contenders in Portugal as well as making a decent fight in Europe. Finances aren't great, and they've remained consistently 1 to 2 million in debt each year. I've been able to make good free transfers, but this offseason I've noticed new signings want a significant increase in wages compared to players that were already at the club. Any advice is appreciated. That's to be expected. All right. The more you succeed, the more money you are going to have to pay. When you get promoted to the Premier League, a guy that would have asked for, 100,000 is going to ask for 300,000. Same guy negotiating with the same club in 1 year. That happens. And so making the Euro Cup 2, while good for you, right? The European Conference League, you haven't been drawn into yet, but you'll be playing in. Once you make that, the players that you go and try and sign are going to go, hey, I'm playing for, this is a European level team here, boss. How much do people get paid in that situation? So no, it's not unusual that happens. Let's see. Let's look at a couple of metrics to determine how good the team is compared to the rest of the league. Right? No matches have been played yet. I hate that. Far away are they? I'm guessing we can simulate this pretty quickly. I want to see. I 1 to 2 to 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 1 to 2 What's his relative salary compared to the rest of the league? That's what I want to see. I mean, we can just cat jam until it gets here. Gotta play the air, banana. All right. Oh my God. I nearly knocked like my entire streaming PC's monitor off the table. While doing that, hey, wait a second. This might be the actual helpline.
I came from YouTube, mate.
Homie. Bro! Homie. Bro! Dude. Feeling good. His tech support is hilarious, by the way. Tech is hilarious. So I'm talking to him last night, right? Because my upload and download speed are literally below 1, which, like, first of all, pray for me, right? My text, my like, can you imagine? Can you imagine your upload and download speed being below 1? So we reset the router in the entire building last night. That helped. Slowly, like, revved it back up over time. And she's like, I'm going to put in an immediate ticket for repair to the on-call repair guy. So I stay up for 2 hours waiting for a call from the on-call repair guy. He doesn't call. I go to sleep. I wake up. No call. I start the stream, and in less than an hour into the stream, on-call repair guy, what's up, homie? Now, he was really nice and super helpful. I just think it's hilarious the way that they worded it, because I stayed up for 2 hours waiting for him. And then when he calls this morning, he's like, yeah, sorry, man, I saw your ticket. I was just in bed. I'm like, I thought that was the what's the point of the on-call repair guy? If he's in bed, dude. Like, just say that he's going to call me tomorrow morning. I'll go to sleep. I got no problem with that. I didn't expect there to be an on-call repair guy, but you tell me there's an on-call repair guy. I stay up for him, and he's like, he's in bed. Like, okay. Thank you. But again, super nice, very helpful dude. Just don't tell me he's, like, on call if he goes, oh, I'm in bed. That's fine. He wasn't even, nice guy. So now we're living. We are living. The internet, by the way, has worked today. If you're joining the stream and you're like, well, it was terrible yesterday, it's been great today. We've dropped 54 frames in an hour. So, like, just the last 6 months of my FM save, guys, F's in the chat for Vulpix. I'll join. Because if you've ever had that happen to you, 6 months of your FM save is gone, Vulpix. This is all we can offer you is our condolences, chat. If you've ever had that happen to you, F's in the chat. Definitely had his work phone. Yeah, he was just like, I'm on call, but am I really on call? I'm in bed. And that was that. Who is he in bed with? I should have asked. So we are investigating the installation of a wall insert unit. My ability to make friends with a tree stump is coming in handy, as I am friends with the lady that works at the front desk here. I am also now befriended not one, not two, but 3 people at the help center for my internet service provider. And so I work through those people now, which is awesome. Shaw, thank you so much for the 5 months of the Twitch Prime, my guy. And Oakley, thank you for the 4 months on the tier 1. Fraser Tom, thank you for the 100 bits. And Matthew Craig, thank you for the 5. We're just trying to get to the 7th here so that we can see the salary comparisons for the save that we're saving compared to everybody else. Connections, exactly, Statmanny. I'm networking. The pandemic's ruined my ability to harass my apartment complex staff into doing their jobs because I can no longer go to the office and yell at them. You can't go to the office? I go to the office all the time. Chat. I am not sleeping with the receptionist of my apartment. Outrageous. Favorite Premier League kit?
Congrats on the SB. Now please go away so us Falcons fans can have even a glimmer of hope at happiness next year. Keep killing it, my guy.
Yo, Vulpix found it. Let's go. It backed up on Google Drive. The F's worked. Chat, the F's worked. We got the F's out in the chat. They worked. Saved the save. Saved the save. Did you try turning the internet on and off? Isn't that the wrong, not the wrong order? Honestly, the Everton kit that Reese sent me is a really sharp looking kit. Really sharp. Checking possible W. W confirmed. All right, now we should have our team detailed stuff, right? Yay. Okay. Okay, bud. Okay. So, our friendo here, Mr. Vizela, who has finished, 4th after promotion, which is insane. That's a brilliant job, managerially. Brilliant job. Now, your finances, you're not feeling good about those. They are projected to go up, okay? You are not in any sort of financial trouble at all, even though you're worried about, your financial position. Finances aren't great. Your projection's going up pretty dramatically. Your finances are very fine. If you just sit there and do nothing, the amount of money you're making is projected to go up. So hold the team together and maybe look to sell a player or two. If you've had all of this success, somebody's probably trying to buy somebody on your team, unless you did it solely with loan players, which is a possibility. The players wanting that significant increase in weekly wages is obviously going to affect you, but let's see, what does your club board expect? Top half in the league? Board kind of sucks. I felt like it was going to be, comfortably avoid relegation or something. Top half of the league and they're not giving you a ton of money to play with?
Hey, Atzia and
Huh. Jeff, thank you for the 6, and congratulations on the silver bacon. And Calandra, thank you for the 7. We're not going to leave the Falcons alone, though. Question: in player training, you can choose for normal intensity or double intensity. What is better to use? Double intensity creates more development, but it makes the player more tired and gives them a higher chance of injury. Some players can take it, higher determination players with better natural fitness, and some players that are more injury prone, lower natural fitness, unable to recover, get hurt more often, then you don't want to put them on double intensity. That is the debate that you have to do in your head in that situation. Any suggestions for a projection that's going straight down to hell? Look, this guy is probably projected to go down. Lowest wage in the league. They've projected him 9th after his Euro Cup 2 qualification last year. Guarantee you he was projected last season and he finished 4th. Don't pay too much mind to the projections themselves. They're not ever tremendously accurate. They're what they think should happen. Mariner, thank you. Oh, Mariner. With the Twitch Prime, thank you. Thank you. Do. So, we need... He wants to continue his run. Here's the issue. I don't know if he's got the right kids for that. Wants to be competitive in the Euro too. Matias. Well, that's fun. You did go get a Brazilian, didn't you? How much did he cost? He wasn't in Brazil. Cheeky. Well, I mean, look, he had a season last year. It's one of those seasons where you just catch fire, right? He ends up finishing in 4th. Probably doesn't deserve it, but plays a storming season. Well, his aerial reach is fine. His jumping reach is fine. Alma! And Mariner with the Twitch Primes. Thank you for spending Jeff Bezos money to be part of an elite online gaming community. Make sure you get in the subscriber section of the Discord. His question is like, what can I do to continue my success? I almost want to say be patient. He's got the room in the wage budget to survive whatever issues he's worried about here. Like, oh, I can't afford this guy because I can't pay him. Well, you had room in the wage budget. Got some talented young center backs. Doesn't have a ton of young talent, but has a few pieces. I think the real key here is if you get like an offer for Pedro Mendes and they're like, we will give you, let's see. Let me see. We're in August, right? Yeah. Oh, well. Oh, up we go. All right. Ribeiro. I don't know who you are, but talk him out of it. Unable to resolve how much they offer. Okay. Bam. Hey, what's up, Pedro? Yeah, well, say we wanted to sell Pedro Mendes. We anger him. The club is going to get mad, but 6.5 million solves all of your problems. You can probably get, considering their opening offer was what, 3.7? They didn't want to negotiate at 8 though, so maybe you're looking at 5.56. Maybe you don't sell Pedro because obviously we hadn't been around the club. He's a team leader. Maybe there's somebody else that we would want to sell. Like this big goalkeeper. This dude kind of sucks, even though he's super tall. He isn't great. There's got to be a free goalkeeper who can do that job. Doesn't free up your wage, though. Hugo Bueno. Dude, actually, for the level you're playing, that's pretty darn good. Ooh, who are you, Yuri? Come on. Come on. This guy's dime a dozen. Let's see what we can get for him. It's like if we'd actually been playing the save, we'd know that striker is like Jesus Christ walking on water. Is Yuri as well? No. And Mendo's a team leader. The whole team's going to be like, oh my God. It's the softest team ever. Oh, that was easy. Okay, sweet. For the record, if this is actually your save, do not handle that first talk I had with Pedro Mendes the way that I handled it. I would not do that. But we have drummed up some interest for a guy who is decidedly lukewarm in a lot of important areas as a striker. See if we can get an offer for one of these guys. You sell those two guys, you got a lot of money that you're able to buy a few wonder kids with and kind of build your team up to the next level in the future, while signing a couple of free agents to fill those spots, because there's definitely a free agent striker and attacking midfielder somewhere that you're probably aware of. Not really no, it's not. This is not really a save that needed saving. This is a save where the person reached a point and went, I don't really know exactly what I'm supposed to do at this point. I've been doing pretty well so far. Can you help me? Or just, you know, tell me what I should be looking out for at this point. So that. And Melman, when you get into the Discord, link your Twitch account to the Discord account and you get into the subscriber section. No, DJ, we've had some people that were really low-key just flexing. Or like they edited something and they're like, look at this, you know. Don't know how this is going, right? You're like, oh. Just interested to see like what kind of money you can get. These guys, did he just sign a contract or something? Somebody actually take the offer. So if you sell above value on both of these guys, which is, you know, usually something you can assume you'd be able to do, we're going to go ahead and sell above value. 13 million in your bank balance. That solves your entire financial problem. You sign 2 free agents, you make it through the season. You're not going to blow the doors off the Conference League anyways this year. You're not in a bad spot. You have, like, we're talking financial situation, right? Whatever. You can get that deal eventually. I'm not going to spend too much time looking for it. You have assets. You have assets in your team. Did you actually stream at this time of day? No. This is the schedule, Ben. You aren't paying attention to the schedule? Senor Benethy. What else did we want? That's really it. That's really it for this save. It's talking about like how to take care of the finances, how to build for the future. You've seen me talking about how to scout. That's what you need to be doing from this situation. So that when you make that move, you go grab 2 Colombians for 2 million apiece, and they've got great potential. And that's it. Let's download the next one. This is potentially the single longest description we have ever been sent for a saving saves, chat. Potentially. In a simple way to put it, goes on to put it in a very unsimple way. My boy Bang Average 14. What I need to do now is, how can I scout and buy people that can take my team to the next level I want them to be? Below, I'll write some background for my thesis titled Zealand, I Really Need Advice. Got it. My squad condition, I have 4 lone players in my best 11. including Liam Delap, Curtis Jones, and Hannibal Mejri. So nice. And Rainier's the other one. Who, by the way, I could lose any time I do not have a proper replacement in place. My squad is not that deep. My third center back is declining. My second best right back is Aloni. My backup goalkeeper is a 2-Liga class keeper. Who are we? Hamburg. Got it. My best youngster is playing in a position where I have enough players already, so his developments have been stalled. He has low self-belief, personality. Damn. I brought Musiala and Hlozek last transfer window. They've helped a lot. My players are demanding more wages. My transfer targets wage demands are outside my wage structure. Sponsorship income's a bit worrying. While I do have a big balance after winning the league, I still feel that I have to tread very lightly in terms of using that financial power. Your sponsorship, look, so sponsorship income has a lot of inertia. If you've won the Bundesliga, which you have, it will correct itself. It's not going to explode immediately, but it will correct itself over time. So playing... Wait, hello? Oh, I accidentally turned down my earphones. I don't even know how. Playing Hamburg. First season got promoted. Second season, a fluke season. Leipzig out of the European places. And Werder Bremen finished 14th. I finished third. Third season, another fluke where Leverkusen got relegated. Dortmund, who won 3 titles beforehand, struggling. Guess what? I'm the winner of the Bundesliga title, beating Bayern by a comfortable distance. The UCL, I got beaten by Madrid in the first knockout round. Only 2-1 on aggregate. I know it's been a majestic achievement so far, but I cannot help but feel I'm punching clearly above my weight. This dude's just nervous. Okay. I know what we need to do. We need to look at these players and tell this guy if his team deserved to win the Bundesliga or not. Ninja Panda with the gifted to Dr. or DJ Megamax. Nix with the gifted to Dr. Benji. Ben, welcome to the Hammers. Make sure you get into the subscriber section of the Discord to take full advantage of being part, for the first time in your life, of an elite online gaming community. It's like he sent me a third-person view of the save. All right. Did your team deserve... we can't see agreed playing time. That's so annoying. Why am I not the coach of the team? Bang average. Ben's been an 8th-month sub. They were all gifted. He's a poser. Love him anyways. Password, okay. MU 1998, 1999. Where in the heck in hell? I'll take control. Got it. This is better. Okay, let's do this. It's like, you send me the whole thing, bang average. Oh, you have Sven. Why? That was not a bad... It's a password to his Football Manager save. You know the only reason people put passwords in their Football Manager save is so that they're like... so their sibling or their, you know, child or something doesn't mess it up. That's why you put a password on your Football Manager save. You in chat, despite your snarkiness, can't do anything with that. Why is Sven a star player, dude? I do plan to sell him. I don't know if you're going to be able to. As Sven Ulrich does, he's making a lot of money. Okay, let's try the next guy. hot start. He only made 7 appearances last year, but still.
Glad to be back. Vamos Brazil. Salve Zealand.
Salve! You gringo! Unbelievable. Prescalicious, thank you for the 3 months of the Twitch Prime. And Senor Secco, thank you for the 3 months of the Tier 1. We've kicked off a hype train and cleared level 1. Dude, wah, wah, wah. Too much button. This is weird, right? Like, you played this guy 7 times last year, but he's still an important player. Why? They started in the time of the second division, changed their playing time, would disrupt the dynamic too much. How is he not mad? That's what I'm confused by. If this dude was an important player all of last season, right? Bang average, if this dude was an important player all of last season, he's right that they're expiring. Sven Ulrich is expiring and Seaman Terod is expiring. Why did he not get mad? He's an important player and he played 7 games. That's I'm confused by. But let's get into the actual players who are a part of the team now. I understand where they came from. You've ascended quickly. They're all holdovers from a different age of the club, right? They're different level of players. Ninja Panda with the gifted sub to Stat Manny, welcome to the Hammers. Enjoy the bacon, enjoy the emotes.
Password protect saves is the useful FM content I'm here for.
There you go. You can password protect saves so that other people that might be using your computer can't accidentally break it, or maybe super drunk you coming back after a night out can't hack yourself. Bro, there's 2 of us you got to specify. Right, Ninja Panda 80. Have I done this before? It's Ninja Panda 88 instead of Ninja Panda 042, who I think it's been in the Hammers longer, but Ninja Panda 88 is... Why, do you guys get together? Is there like a Ninja Panda convention? When we all go to TwitchCon and hang out, should we have the 2 Ninja Pandas like fight to the death or something? I don't know. How do you deal with it? Yeah, 042 gave Ninja Panda 88 a sub a while back, and now Ninja Panda 88's gifted a couple of subs, and Zenso Cal dropped the 4 months. Thank you for that. Ninja PandaCon. Don't break the panda code, homie. Guys, I'm changing my name. Ninja Panda 1. I'm gonna be the king. I claim the kingdom. If the Ninja Pandas meet, does the universe implode? I couldn't even tell you. Guard, thank you so much for your first gifted sub. HBG, welcome to the Hammers. You've been gifting a sub by Guard 20151. So we got to specify. But Guard for their first ever gifted sub. Thank you. So Stephen Ambrosius. Your team is very athletic. Like, everybody's just super athlete. And then you've loaned in a couple of guys that helped you win the Bundesliga. You're a miraculous Bundesliga winning club. Musiala is a good pickup, but he's never going to be a like. Just look at Bayern, man. There's no way Bayern even sort of looks like this, like the team that you beat. Like, these players are just better. Not by a ton. I mean, you're a European level team. You are a European level team. Cinco de Gifto from Crazy Buster. Crazy Buster. Crazy Buster. You crazy Buster, man. Snipo, Lathruk, AJ, Tall Nerd, and the Gaz Man. Welcome to the Hammers. And then we've got a gifted sub from Chester to John Nee. The gifted sub from Panda to Spinnick31. And of course, Panda88 with the third gifted sub of the hype train. Please wish me good luck. I need a win in my last game of the season. I get Schalke in the Champions League in our first season. Good luck, man. Take a deep breath. Execute. And remember why you play the game. Ow. Kind of hurt. Not gonna lie. Dude, we got a bunch of gifteds flying around. HBG, who just got gifted a sub, throws a gifted down to Jack. Thank you. Welcome to the Hammers, HBG. Get in the subscriber section of the Discord. Make sure you take full advantage of being in the Hammers. Thank you for throwing down the gifteds. We're feeling kind today. Feeling kind around. So yeah, if the question's like, did I get a little lucky? That's the question. Only a little. I think Bang Average, by and large, as much as we wanted to make fun of the player roles, and I would recommend kind of downgrading those a bit. Unless the player has outrageous ambition, they do recognize that they're not as good as the players around them anymore, and you can lower it and not risk your team dynamics. Because a star player, if they don't, I mean, they should get mad immediately. And an important player, too, they get mad pretty fast. The fact that they didn't shows how much they love you in the club and all that stuff. But I think you may be overreacting here. Your club is not that far off. I do think that with the injection of cash that you get from winning the Bundesliga, you need to spend this. And I know you haven't hit the transfer window yet, but you need to spend this. Sergio Neves, you're in the Hammers. Ninja Panda 88's got Cinco de Gifto in this hype train. People are just out here like, you know, it's like Oprah Winfrey on stage, you know, making your day, 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 making your day. Boom, 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 boom. I do need to hydrate, by the way. But I think there's some overreaction in this. Your team's not as far off, but you need to spend that money. How do you get to a point where you're blowing the doors off of Bayern? You have the money to do that now. No excuse for not having one of the best teams in the world in a couple of years with that amount of money you have right now. My conversion rate here is Brazilian Wonder Kids. They usually run you about $20 to $30 million, which means you can sign 4 to 5 Brazilian Wonder Kids with that amount of money. I mean, those are the most expensive ones you're going to find in the world, like the guys that are the next Neymar. Those types of level players will run you about 30 million coming out of Brazil and somewhere around there. So
Ian Hammer time, Ian Hammer time, Ian Hammer time.
Connor, thank you for the 5 months as part of the Hammers. His transfer budget is 120 million. This board will probably only give 30. I'm not talking about that. Overall balance 185, yeah, but his transfer budget is 120 million. U.S. American greenbacks. Al Stoily, thank you for the gifted. Dude, look at that, Al Stoily. Memory serves, that's Al Stoily's first gifted sub to the channel to make somebody's day. Jamonson, day made. Ruhr, welcome to the Hammers. Thank you so much for the Twitch Prime. And we got a pretty legit hype train going with a bunch of people throwing down individual gifted subs to make people's days. You're in the Hammers. Boom. Make sure you get in the subscriber section of the Discord. Take full advantage. Yeah, it's true. If you did sell a couple of the lower people as you get into this transfer window, the 100% transfer retention means you can get yourself one or two more Brazilian Wonder Kids. And after you overachieve, what happened to Leicester after they overachieved? They sold a lot of their best players, because those players that help you get there you can sell and then acquire other players that are going to lead to more long-term success. What that means in this game is you actually are able to buy some of the best players in the world. Please don't make me cry with your scouting. You haven't really, but I see no specific South American scouts. Okay? I see no specific South American scouts. I see multiple people who are scouting the entire world for specific players, which is tricky. South America. Get in South America. North Africa, West Africa, those places are lovely. The Middle East, lovely for finding a couple of talented players. South America. West and East South America. If you do nothing else, you need scouts there immediately, or else you're going to waste this transfer window. Because you have the money now to raid the cupboard. I mean, raid it. Peru, Colombia, Ecuador, Venezuela, maybe, Argentina, and Brazil. Of course, you can raid that cupboard. You can completely raid it. And you're going to need to. You want to beat Bayern, not just be as good as them, which you're kind of close to. You're not. They're better than you, but it's close, right? Like, if you have good tactics, good morale, you get a couple of balls to break your way, you're able to like, it's conceivable that you could win the league again next year. Guarantee it. You got the dream injection of cash. Guarantee it. Seriously. The players that take you to the next level at this point, you hold this team together, right? If you lose those lone players, you can get other ones that can do a similar job. You're taking the top of the loan market, essentially. But before I continue to get distracted, we already hit the top 5 anime betrayals. Ultimo Big Truck with the 5 gifted, the Cinco de Gifto, Marius, Merwake, Terrier, Surge Bites, Vigan. Welcome to the Hammers. That is 15 gifteds for Ultimo Big Truck to the Hammers. How do I get my save game saved? I want to be saved from mediocrity. Unfortunately, you do have to be part of the Hammers, or else we would never get through all of them. Really, the only country that isn't worth scouting in South America is Bolivia. Second yellow card would disagree with that. Oh, yeah. Defend the raid! We've been raided. My second yellow card. Defend the raid. Defend. To the walls, men! Shield wall! On guard. Unguardium Leviosa. You are very financially ready. I don't want to hear any nonsense about finances. It's like, oh, how do I know if I'm financially ready to increase my wage structure? Dude, you had plenty. That cost you one Wonder Kid to be able to afford all of the players that you might want to afford. Boom. Easily done. You have it in your balance. No excuses. Okay? You have it in your balance. Welcome over if you are watching Second Yellow Card. My name is Zealand. I do YouTubes. I do streams. We talk about Football Manager. We are currently saving saves. Fix bayonets. But welcome over, guys. I'm sorry what had to happen in the Streamer Showdown. I'm sorry what had to happen in the Streamer Showdown. That was unfortunate, Matt. That was unfortunate. So your wage stuff is fine. The scouting assignments, you need both South Americas. I'm talking regional hot prospect scouts in both parts of South America. I would have West and North Africa as well, because there's plenty of cheap, good players that come from those areas. You have a lot of scouts. You have a lot of scouts that you're burning doing things that I wouldn't necessarily worry about. And if you are going to have a scout looking for a right back, get 3 scouts. Have 1 scout look for a right back in Europe, 1 look for a right back in South America. Just kidding. You only need 2 scouts. That's what I would do. Okay. And Bang Average, if you have any other questions, slide into my DMs. I should be going through and answering the next wave of DMs the next day or two. So I would help you out, you know? He forgives you. He signed Phil Foden for Tromso. Foden 47. What up? Bloody Jewel. Thank you for the 2 months. All right, there we go. Back in the hammers. All right, there we go. Somebody asked, am I going to get to all of them? I have no idea. No clue. What is our next one? KC Masterpiece with Palermo FC. Love it. Let's do it. There been a scouting YouTube video? Yes. I made them about FM20, but they're still very applicable. Not much has changed. I'm going to get a water while this downloads, by the way. It just finished, but I'm going to get a water. Hello, young children. My name is Zealand, and today we will be analyzing this 4-scale banana stress toy, which the 4-scale is literally already rubbing off, so. Not a very good stress toy if you can't even squeeze it. Am I right, chat? Zealand plays Apex? Yeah, dude. If I'm playing a shooter, I'm playing Apex. Not terrible. Definitely not good. Although the last time I played on stream, I did win the game that I played. I mean, that's disappointing. PC, dude. PC, bro. My favorite legend in Apex. I mained... Who have I mained? I have mained Gibraltar. I have mained Mirage when I memed. I was a meme lord, right? I've mained Gibraltar. I have mained Mirage. I did Octane for a while, right? And Bangalore. I was affectionately called a squid by one of the last people I played with when I played as Bangalore. Because we started getting shoot at, and he's like, you just ink like a squid. And I'm like, the only reason you're alive is because I saved you. You still streaming Red Dead? Yes, Monday is the next Red Dead stream. I think some people are asking about that. Favorite young player in the Prem this season? Foden, because everybody's like very nice. Nice, man. All right, what's going on with Palermo KC Masterpiece? I think I need to improve my scouting. A lot of people with scouting issues today. Likely need better young players in case I get relegated from Serie A. Most of players or senior players get poached due to relegation release clauses. We weren't allowed to sign non-EU youngsters until this January transfer window, so I wanted to see if I was on the right path with scouting and current group of young players. You're not going to get relegated, man. You're, 7 points clear right now. Your defense kind of sucks, but you're scoring plenty of goals. Am I on the right path? See, this is where Italy gets annoying. You can't just jump on piles of wonder kids. I was kind of hoping that this guy was yours. Giuseppe Bussi. Well, you got a good guy through your youth intake. I couldn't tell you the last time that happened to me. Tommaso Milanese, who you signed for free. Oh, yeah. Making moves. But no, are you on the right path with your wonder kids, with your young players? No, not necessarily. Now, somebody like Kinku, who has a relegation release clause, just don't get relegated, dude. Like, just don't get relegated. Now, obviously, your team isn't great. Got a long way to go if you want to compete for the top half of Serie A. Yeah, I mean, he's not a great team. And I think you know that. That's why you've come here today, KC Masterpiece, because you know. Oh! So yeah, just in case you can't see all of that, let's go ahead and show that off. Now, part of the reason for that is this collection of like stacks down here. What are we doing? What's this guy doing? Like, why is that guy on the team? Do you just not have a reserve team? We have an under 20 team here. We have an under 20 team with Baron Stredonjik, who's apparently not terrible. I mean, he's not good. Never going to be great, but he is a useful youth player, and you've loaned out Abubakar Sako, Andrea Astrologo. He's got a lot of guys up around the first team, like Luca Zaniolato, who you are selling, apparently. Player exchange, which is fascinating. Or Gabriel Savino, bad. Like, this dude's legitimately in your first team. Why? The registration's very weird. I don't understand a lot of the things that I'm seeing. Is that okay to say? I don't understand them. I don't. I have no idea why you've only got 17 players registered, because we're in the January window. But come on, who goes and actively unregisters players? What, did you sell 8 players in this transfer window? No. You loaned out 3 and sold 1. Gregoire Lefebvre. Don't have a lot of money, but your balance is exceptional. The longer you stay in the division, the more your balance is going to go up. My guess is the board went fight bravely against relegation. Look. 1, did you put the relegation release clause in the contract after you got promoted? Because that's dumb. 2, loan. Loans. You don't need a transfer budget, dude. That transfer budget isn't going to do anything for you. You open up the wage budget, you loan a couple of people in. That's how you survive. Because you see what happens to your finances when you survive. And the longer you survive in this league without doing anything, the more this is going to go up because of the other exterior stuff. So survive, which is your first goal. Once you survive, then all of a sudden you're going to have an actual transfer budget to build your team with. You don't, because your board assumes, rightfully so, you're probably going to get relegated. I don't think you're going to. You're off to a pretty solid start. All you need to do during January is loan in a couple of guys that are going to make a difference down the stretch. You're going to be able to hang mid to lower mid table. Your money goes flying up. The board goes, hey, maybe we can attempt to avoid relegation this year. Gives you a lot more money because the balance is super healthy. And then you start buying people. Those people that you found through your scouting, which I understand. This is not the worst scouting I've ever seen. Like, this could be worse. You've got a South Europe, you've got a Central Europe, you got an Eastern Europe. That's fine. Because you're in Italy and, like, your non-EU rules are brutal. But if you know that you're going to have a couple of those non-EU spots available, you probably want to take one of these two scouts and put them in South America. Take the other scout out of these two guys, like these two guys right here. Put them in one side of South America and the other side of South America. You have those non-EU spots available. And as long as you have those non-EU spots available, that's the most economical place to be scouting in order to use them. I enjoyed the Mr. Diz podcast. Thought I'd check you out from it. Wallywood, I appreciate it. It was fun. You go to the South America release, players get a bunch in on trial. That's not a very economical way to do it, and it'll torpedo your training in the middle of the season. Scouting. Whichever scout, your scouts kind of suck. 9-10? You're in Serie A. 9-10? Sorry, I threw up in my mouth a little. I just found 4 dudes on 15s at least. He's already scouting Serbia. He's got an Eastern European scout in there.
It's been a while since I could join the stream. I've started my job on offering financial support for COVID victims, so not much time to watch anymore. Glad I can support one of my favorite streamers.
Hey, Sir Plius, thank you so much for the 4 months, and thank you for what you're doing offering financial support for COVID victims. 3 claps. And you know when we put F's in the chat for things? When we approve of something, what should we put in the chat, chap? When we approve of, should it be an emote? When we approve of something, what should we put in the chat? The bacon subhype is obviously like, oh no, it's the tip of the cap. That's what it is. It's this. The W's. W's and Z and Haas. Those are the 2 W's, Z and Haas, and GG's. Those are the 3 acceptable ways to celebrate. W's, Z and Haas, and a GG. I'm glad we could have this conversation. It's important because we need, we've got our F's. We need to know how to appropriately celebrate with our Z and Haas, our W's, and our GG's. The Z and Gasm, well, that's another type of celebration, chat. World War W. Okay, pay attention because that makes a huge difference. Using a scout that is 9-10, this is a problem. Like, I just found a scout in 2 seconds that is better than any scout you have on your staff. How does that happen? KC Masterpiece, but I'm helping you frame your train of thought here. So it's survival. January window right now is survival, getting your scouts set up for long-term success. You need to at least get rid of the 12 and 11 and 9 and 10. Your chief scout is a 12 and 11. Come on. You should be signing all 4 of those 15-15 guys. You should not be using scouts that are this poor. You should be getting scouts from, around the world. It looks like we have a lot of Italians on this scouting staff, which can be bad because it takes them a lot longer to adapt to go other places. Now, Piccoli has high adaptability, and so does Azamati, but much rather have somebody whose opinions you can trust, right? Don't let me find a better scout that quickly, because I found a better scout that quickly. There's no, like, this dude's from Africa or something, so we're willing to give up a little bit of the rating because he's got this intimate knowledge of a part of the world that we don't have intimate knowledge of. How many % world knowledge is good enough for a world-class team? I struggle to reach 40% even with 25 scouts. Virtuoso, can you show me how to staff search scouts again? So you go to staff, you go to staff search. You go to edit search, you put in scouts, so you get people that prefer to be scouts, right? Because if I take this off, I'm going to get people that do a bunch of different staff roles, and they're not going to want to be a scout. So we put scout on, and then we go to pick attributes, judging player ability and potential. Boom. Okay, 15s. You got to check your includes. right? If you're accidentally looking for just youth team scouts, then nobody's going to be there. And then you want mental attributes, you can check like adaptability. Emilio Vega, boom. Dude wants to be a scout. Oh, we have to pay nothing for him. And I just landed you a scout with 15 judging player ability, 16 judging player potential, 19 adaptability, and he speaks a different language, and he's from a different country. I'm not saying I'm a god, but I do have a stress banana. Yeah, no problem, Virtuoso. How the rest of us doing? Jack, I'm doing well. Everybody seems to be in high spirits today. Nice early morning stream, good vibes, internet functional today. I've befriended a couple of people at the Internet Help Center. We're going to reset so that I'm locked on 5G all the time when I call them. Hi, Casey. So grab these guys. I would make Emilio Vega your chief scout, right? And I think based off your financial situation, it's okay to start mutually terminating here. But these scouts are for the long haul. Right now, it's about surviving, and your finances will be tremendous as long as you survive. Then you set up the scouts in South America. You should always have Europe wired because you're in Italy and you can't sign too many people from outside Europe at any one time. So that's good. I think that's what you need to do. That's the situation you're in, KC. And let me know how it goes, because that is a fun situation to be in, where the goal is literally just survive. Find loans from the big clubs, right? Preferably free loans, and just survive. That is what you're trying to do. I need to survive. Yeah, sorry. Next! Save literally named Operation France. Love it. I love it. Third season, I'm looking to see what I need to knock PSG off the top spot. Online save, I'm doing it with my mate. He's Rennes. All right, Doug, let's have a look. Let's have a see. Your mate is Rennes. Okay. It doesn't look like he's Lorraine. Beating you. Sorry. Probably knew that. So you finished second, then you finished sixth. What do I need to do to knock PSG on the top spot? Watch closely. I love doing this. Good signing of Manuel Ugarte, by the way. So let's, you never know, this lineup could be a little jacked up. So let's look at your top players, your important players. Jorge. Brazilian left back, Jorge. Right? Manuel Ugarte, who I love, who can do literally everything well. Tremendously interesting player. Arnaud Suquet. Rock solid right back. Probably not a European level player. Teji Savarnier. He's somehow not strong and slow, because he's tiny and slow. But he's either footed and a really good passer, and those long shots probably gives you one absolute banger a year, right? In League One, do you think... Thank you, Johan. Thank you for the 10 months, and yo to you. Do you think a roaming playmaker's worth it in League One? Sure. It's all relative to the rest of the league. If the dude's got 2 and everything, like, he just needs to be better than most of the league. Run around and make plays. Kind of like this guy. I feel like he could win the Champions League with that guy in goal. Just a good shot stopper. Ray Kermert. Luka Doncic. I like this guy. Weird pace Metsala. Size, not a bad passer. Might be able to grab some goals. But now let's go to, who do you want to unseat? PSG? This is what your team has to look like if you want to beat PSG. If you want to legitimately, what you said, what do I need to move past PSG? Your team has to look like this. And if you notice, that's the same guy. Your team doesn't, really. Even though some reason they have Azpilicueta, because why not? Why would they not? Sir, please! With the 3 gifted subs. Yo. Charlie Foxtrotter, Matthew Mullins, and Chris Bacon. Or should I say Chris P. Bacon. I don't think your name could be more applicable, Mr. Chris P. Bacon, than it is right here. Welcome to the Hammers and enjoy that Chris P. Bacon next to your name. Well, you have to get the 3 months to cook it and actually make the bacon crispy, but you can dream about what it would be like if it was crispy at 3 months. Okay. So, this is an exercise in logic, Doug. If you need your team to look like that, you're going to need some players with some serious firepower. This isn't a game of surviving. This isn't a game of you need players that can be some of the best players in the world, so that when old Presnel Kimpembe rolls out there and looks at your striker, he goes, I'm about to get worked. But he's really good. So how do you do that? West Africa, man. Geography. West. Sorry, you can't see. He's scouting East Africa, chat. It's West. Everything else makes sense. You can tell he's paying attention. Every other scouting region makes sense. You've repeated Central Europe twice, but West. Doug. Not Ethiopia and Tanzania and Kenya. West. Ivory Coast and Ghana and Guinea and Togo, Burkina Faso, Mali, sometimes Sierra Leone. The Gambia is pumping players out for some reason. West. Kenya has one good player, Victor Wanyama, and you're probably not going to find him. Yeah, I have scouting video. You can tell he's paying attention. This is good. The doubling up on Central Europe. Obviously, he's put a couple of different requirements on this. He's looking for a squad player in Central Europe, and then this. Need to get more scouts. Watch the board give me more scouts. I demand. I can't. Why can I not? Never mind. Payroll budget is fat. All right. That's one or two legit wonder kids there with plenty of payroll budget to pay for both of them. But your situation, you're going, okay. I want to... It's only doing this because you're not in Europe. I want to beat PSG. This is where it starts. This is where you beat PSG. Here. And then you got to get yourself in Europe. I think your team is good enough to be in the top 6, and right now you're not. You win this match, you're 2 points off of the top 6. Your team is good enough to be in the top 6. You finish second in your first season. There's no such thing as max scouts. Guess who? My God, is he below his limit? How in God's green earth do you expect to beat PSG if you don't even hire all of the scouts that you can hire? How? You have 7 scouts and you don't want to sign an 8th. You have no recruitment analysts who help you find talented young players around the world. Doug, I need you to listen to me. I need you to listen to me real good. You need to sign these people, or you have absolutely no chance of beating PSG. None. None. You want to beat PSG? You want to beat your mate? This is how you do it. Sign all of those people. Use them to find the right players. Loan in from the top clubs in the world. Get into Europe. Use that money and invest it in the players that your scouts find. It's easy. It's easy, chat. Recruitment analysts not only provide analysis reports on players that you're currently scouting, they also scour the world, and you get them in through here. It'll be like your recruitment analyst. This dude is second in average rating in the Brazilian second division. Like, that comes from your recruitment analysts, right? So that, and there's no reason not to want that. You scout those guys. Sometimes they find brilliant guys because they find statistical anomalies. Quoth Raven, thank you for the 2 months, man. Yeah, baby. Okay, that's it, Doug. I think I that's what you need to do to knock PSG off the top spot. We have answered that question. That's what you need to do. We are very inconsistent in the league, lose, draw to teams that are much worse than us. Okay, and we are Otfid Dabergs FF. Oh, we didn't actually download it. Oops. From Victor Johannesson at Otfid Dabergs. Magic Bird, that's me. Hi, Ayal. I'm in your square. Ayal's square just got a lot smaller. Absolutely brutal. It's alright, I'll put it back. Ayal. No. What do you say? You're such a meanie. Yeah, but you can't even read it because your square is so small. I'll put it back. I'm sorry. I didn't mean that. There you go. It's invaded by Squarespace. Brought to you by Squarespace. Insane. Ghost Gaming with the 5 gifted subs. The 5 gifted to Vario, Fused, Campathon, Burbacay, and Galliganth. Galliganth. Yep. So you're still like What year are we in? Oh, 2027. So this has been a fun little doodad where we got promoted, fought our way to the top of the league, then didn't win it, then did win it, and now you're kind of worried again. You fluctuated around the top. Oh, I see. So it would appear that you've lost to two teams that are actually pretty good. In particular, the two teams that are right around you, your Champions League group stage, you've beaten Galatasaray and Napoli. This team's pretty sweet. But you're like, why do I lose to teams that I should beat? Malmö, Mjällby, and Hammarby. Why do I lose to teams that I should beat? Why did you switch? How are you? You look good today. Wonder Kid Live. I am good today. I feel good today. I feel aggressive, decisive. Power steering. Dude must have been smashing his keyboard. 81st minute penalty. See, I kind of get it though, because obviously his team is really good. He shouldn't be losing these. Ah, yes. You're like living that Bate life. Why did you... What? He's under contract for like more than 2 years. Yeah, the first history pod will hopefully be out next week. I want to film it this weekend, but this dude, he promised to sell Drama Tibue, right? This guy gets mad, says I'm a current international, I want to leave. And he promised to sell him. Why? You have him under contract till the end of 2029. And then he did the same thing with Choi Yun Ki, who's under contract to the end of 2029. And he did the same thing with Conde, who is under contract to the end of 2028 and is not as good. And so I kind of understand that one. The other two seem to be key parts of the team. Yeah, I wouldn't consider myself an expert in your team yet. Seem to be key parts of the team. Adam Carlin wants to leave for better playing time. Fine, screw that guy. He's not very good. Let's look at your best players. Matthias Heikkinen. Love it. Stone Cold Killer. So, look, the main problem, and this is something we actually don't normally talk about, that you are experiencing here, is what I will call complacency, which what the game calls complacency, and what most normal people call complacency. Right, so, complacency. How do you get rid of complacency? Well, let's have a look at something that you probably didn't know that I could look at. You have faith. You do that every time, or? So way to see like more past team talks. I kind of hate the fact that it's literally just the last team talk. Yeah, I know it's just for the last time, but I want it to be it's to be more than that, man. We all wanted it to be more than that. The issue here is I don't think I'm going to be able to find the problem with just that. All right, chat, here we go. We've had a redeemed message that we need to read that is in Japanese. Apparently means that. Let's give it a shot. Baka! Mitai. Kodomo. Nanone. Yume. Woote. Kidzutsuite. Uso ga heta na kuse. Ni. Warenai. Egao. Wo. Misada. Nailed it. Somebody stop the mods. Somebody, please. We ban IL. Putting memes in the saving save thing. All right, so this is good. Do this all the time. I'm talking about not just when you're playing, just when you're playing Hammerby. Because before the match, can we see like pre-match advice? God, I hope so. That would be so cool. If we could see pre-match advice. Like watch goals. Like get me into the match screen. Give me a tablet, baby. Can I pull up pre-match advice? No, we don't have a tablet. Dang it. When you are playing like these teams, or when you only beat Sundsvall by 1, be mad at them. Be legitimately mad at your team, because Sundsvall is terrible. Their highest paid player is Jonathan Ammon, who I like, but probably wouldn't start on your team. Or RV Nazolm, who's not very good. Right, so you should be blowing that team out. So when you only beat them by 1, you should be mad. Oh, we let them off the hook. We should be tougher. We have to step it up against better competition. Those sorts of things. Player's inconsistent. Will he be inconsistent forever? No. It is possible to change consistency. It just does not change very fast. It does not change very fast. You need to be hard on your team all the time. All the time. Very hard on them. Love this Matthias Heikkinen guy. One of the founders of the channel was a Finn-descended American named Biddy. Would be over the moon that we were looking at Heikkinen. Thank you. I need the hydrate. Why? Well, he's on a non-contract. Is this just like your pet in the reserves? It's just your pet. All right, Magic Bird. The key to improving your consistency throughout runs like that is literally just to be hard on your team more often. And it feels weird, but it's a mental step that you have to take where you have to just be hard on your team unless you are blowing teams out. The complacency will still sneak in, but look at that pre-match. If that pre-match is like, oh, they just believe they can stroll out there and win, then they believe they can stroll out there and win, and it's not, it's not going to be effective. Audin's boat, we ride. For Valhalla. Second season with Montrose in Scottish League One. Look, Magic Bird, that's me. It's a good save. You're doing well. End of season one with a couple of signings I thought would help. A terrible run. Can't seem to patch together and facing relegation. Tactics can't seem to stop through balls in the middle or goal kicks to the single forward down the middle or single strikers that are good in the air. Also can't seem to convert chances. Well, good. That's not a lot of problems. Can't find a guy to be my forward. Bless me with an Eric Mendez, please. General strat going forward. I'm a little lost. Help me! FM Senpai, and thank you, the team, for the face pack. It is awesome. I'm glad you like the face pack. It is awesome. Save my save. Literally just titles and save my save. I love it. I'm on it. Zealand making moves. Ninja Panda 88, dude. You throwing down... a tier 2 gifted sub. Oh, say, can you see a tier 2 gifted? Okay. When are we seeing Oriental again? Tomorrow, homies. Tomorrow at, what is it, 1? I think, yeah, stream at 1 tomorrow. Oriental Dragon, be there or be square. Got a meeting at 4:30, so I can't, can't play a little Red Dead, but we will get some Oriental in tomorrow. Ninja Panda's just gifted another tier 2. Ninja Panda 88 has just gifted back-to-back tier 2 subs. That means not only are these people into the Hammers, Wall Weeder, and Not Luck are in the Hammers. They've got the bacon. They have the emotes. They have an extra golden emote that they can wave around in the chat, just courtesy of Ninja Panda 88. Beautiful. Okay, are we Montrose? Tough luck. All right, 36 games. Does it split or not? Nope, just play each other 4 times. Literally says it right there. Cool. Where'd you finish last year? 5th? Aw, brutal. Brutal. Okay. Let's take stock of where we're at. So the tactics are a big issue. We've heard. Oh, come on. Tell you the problem right now. Mans gives up goals like it's his job. Now, you're no Aloha, right? Because they're literally the worst team in the league, but you are the 3rd worst defense in the league. Edinburgh obviously has been getting a little more lucky than you. Their goal difference is worse, right? And goal difference is usually indicative of the overall quality of a team, so you're around Dumbarton and Edinburgh. And I don't think that you're going to get relegated. The real question is the board mad at you? You are reached the Scottish League One playoffs. Well, that's going to be a little difficult, given your current position. Okay, recalibrate. Tactics can't stop the ball going down the middle. I see you tried. Doesn't have a guy up front. I see what you're trying to do here. My favorite lower league formation, chat, is that. As you have numbers back, you frustrate teams that play with two strikers to try and create pressure on you. Your back line, you're still creating pressure on their back line. The wingers have acres of space to just walk around. But yeah, what you just had, this nonsense, we were just looking at, where you had this guy in attack, you had this guy in attack, you had this guy on attack up here. You're going to give up a lot up the middle. And so if one of your huge problems is you're going to give up a lot up the middle, can't do that, man. If you're getting beat up the middle, you're forcing the ball outside, then go with a normal 4-4-2, right? But you did that because you're like, well, we're not scoring enough goals, so we need to get further up the field so that we can score enough goals. Take care of business. That is what you said, Audinspo, in your head. The general strat forward. All right, you're semi-pro. So even though you got this loan from Aberdeen, you don't get the best loans. I'm kind of surprised that Aberdeen's loaning you these players, to be honest. Loaning in Dangana was a good choice because the dude has pace, touch, finishing, dribbling. Play him as an advanced forward. Don't play him as a pressing forward. Play him as an advanced forward. Have him lead the line. Now, he's not a great passer, but he doesn't need to be. This is a guy that can pick the ball up. He plays a lot like Eric Mendez. He can pick the ball up. He can go look. He can go score. That's what he can do. Impossible to play with three defenders? Yes. And I like the fact you got fullbacks on support. It's not a bad way to set things up. You are kind of getting lit up, though. You are kind of getting lit up defensively, which we've covered extensively here. What does the banana think? Longhurst! Thank you for the raid, my man. Emotes, gentlemen. Emotes. Welcome over, guys. We are saving saves today. We are looking at viewers' saves and attempting to save them. And this one is fun. We're looking to create like a general strategy going forward while diagnosing issues with tactics. Just somebody, Audid's boat. What? Someone needs to stop Eyal with these damn memes and the saving saves thing. What if we put our Minecraft beds together? Unless... There it is, my discussion partner on Twitter. How's it going, boss? It's going. You know, all right. The meme is just strong. Let's get back to our corner. It's moving. It's just migrating down the page. What is happening? Okay. I think you have the guy. I wouldn't worry about this. The second point. So you struggle against single strikers that are good in the air because they're taking advantage of this position. You need or halfback if they're more of a deep lying playmaker or something like that. The problem is you got a bunch of midfielders. Is all they do is play right in the middle. So I'm a Michael Miller. Perfect. God, you do exactly what we were supposed to do and nothing else. A ball winner defend. Now, I really doubt that these guys... He is a ball player. Okay. Honestly, for this level, they are both ball players. But Quinn is geriatric slow. Okay, like, this dude, I am faster than this. I am faster than this. Juice Infinity, first time visiting the Twitch. Love your content. Very helpful for a Canadian who was not previously familiar with the finer points. The management side of football. Stream Elements put you right. For those that don't know, if anytime you type the word football or soccer, Stream Elements will type in the opposite word, just like the internet does. This dude, I don't know. He eats like pot pies before games. I have no idea what's wrong. I do know what's wrong with this guy. Too much haggis. He's 23 too. Like, this is top speed. This is warp speed for that guy. Like a 33-year-old on the bench is like, I can beat you in a foot race. That's what's... Dude. Solo strikers, and particularly physical solo strikers, I think more the issue is strikers that can bring the ball down and run. I think that's more the issue. And that can be shielded by a guy like this. And if you want to leave... If you wanted to leave these two guys here, you could do that. You play a 4-4-2 with a drop midfielder in front of Quinn or McKay. Literally switch these back and forth, like, depending on where the threat's coming from. If the threat's coming from the middle, you can just pick a side for your midfielder to attack and just put that guy in there. But aerially, it's not like your center backs are bad. I think it's more that they are so unathletic that when they're isolated against and dribbled against, they're just not good. But they are ball players, and so you can distribute to them, and you should utilize that. But you should also include in player instructions that you probably want them to ease off tackles. Especially if you're playing with somebody that can run by them, you want them to stay on their feet. Try and keep that ball in front of them, because if they go diving in and they miss, it's over. There's literally nothing. Yeah, Stacy's been great today, Cash. After 3 phone calls to the internet company, we're doing a couple of things. We reset the stuff for the whole building, which was good. It hadn't been done in over 60 days, so that helped. We've found a way to lock channels, which has helped. Yeah, so like we've been figuring things out for the old Stace. But that's your most complicated issue to solve. Is dealing. You said you struggle to deal with single strikers who are good in the air, like that long ball to the forwards. I hate that long ball. Everybody hates that long ball. It just happens. Can't seem to convert chances in attack. That's just unfortunate. Because you do have someone in Michael Dingana who, even though he's young and probably doesn't have the confidence in himself, is good. Banana Byrie. Excellent choice. Welcome to the Hammers. Enjoy the emotes. Enjoy the bacon next to your name. And thank you for spending $5 of Jeff Bezos money. Yeah. Dropped 142 frames all stream, IL. We're living. Yeah, this, what you had at the beginning, Audit's boat, it's just too, like, if you struggle giving stuff up down the middle, your defense is the reason you are where you are. Take it away. Take it away. So that would be a little helpful. Or, like, if you had an inverted wingback, which I know you don't. But if you did, perfect spot. Throw a little inverted wingback in here, literally running this channel. God, it would be divine. Cash with the 5, the Cinco de Gifto. Luke's, AJ Smith, Seenan, FBR, and Michael Shippers. Welcome to the Hammers. Thank you so much to Cash for the 5 gifted subs. Making some people's days. In celebration of Stacy behaving with the kale shakes, I mean, it's a huge deal for all involved. When Stacy decides not to make her kale shakes, right? That is a huge deal for everybody. But your general strategy, that's really what we haven't talked about so far. So your tactics, you need to find a way to defend. It's a numbers game. Semi-pro, lower league, you need to make sure you have the bodies back to be able to deal with it, because the individual players are not going to be able to deal with it. And then you will figure out how to score goals by getting numbers forward. Kind of the opposite way. You run hard, you rotate your team, and life will be good. General strategy going forward, I mean, promotion has to be a part of that. Because does promotion guarantee you go pro? I think it does. I don't think there's a semi-pro team in the second division. Or the second division in the championship. And clearly, you've shown you can compete at this level as a semi-pro team. So I think most of your plans are all contingent on being able to go pro. The fact that you can loan people in from Aberdeen, though, is intriguing. Now, I'm not familiar with the loan rules in League One, so we're going to look at them. Loan rules for domestic. What? Mr. FM Twitch with the raid. What up? Emotes, boys. What do you think about scouting competitions? Overrated by the game. I don't love it. Mr. FM Twitch, thank you for the raid, though, man. How you doing? You doing? AJ Smith and Ninja Panda with the gifted subs as well. Can I get a woo? Can I get a little woo? A little sauce? One player allowed on loan from the team in the same division. Maximum of 2 players allowed on loan from a team in a different division at a time. Does that mean you can loan somebody in from, like, another club, but just not? Like, let's go to Rangers, right? Go to players, senior, transfers, loan status, nobody. Great. Dundee. Chris McCauley. Like, can you loan him in? Where did it say there's a limit of 4 domestic loan players a season? Ah, literally right at the top. I read too far down. That's a shame. Where's the 4th one? Loan, Michael Miller on a purchase and a free. You have Dale Carrick and Sean Brown. So apparently you can be semi-pro all the way up to the Premier. So you loan this guy in and then didn't keep him? Not only did you loan in a guy that wasn't good, but why would you not keep him? That's the move. Oh, Stacy's been fine, triple dots. We're getting it sorted. We're feeling good. Audits, but yeah, reserve U18 of Aberdeen. No, there's this guy, Sean Brown. Says you loaned him. And now he's not on your team anymore. Care to elaborate? Favorite banter player, Igor Akinfeev. Just because I am of the opinion he's just terrible. And yet, he's beloved and hated. Player look up? Oh, Charlie Patino. Got it. Honestly, don't remember. Well, you cost yourself a spot there. You cost yourself a loan spot. Charlie Patino. We're not too far into the future in 2022, but he's still at Arsenal. He's done nothing. Nothing. Just kidding, he has 5 goals and 6 assists and 23 non-competitive appearances for Arsenal, which is not bad. He doesn't look very good. That teamwork and vision, though. Montrose would take him. Don't you banter my boy Igor. Oh, I will banter your boy Igor. Akinfeev. Does that goal against South Korea ring a bell? Perhaps. Maybe him getting lost every time he comes off his goal line at the 2018 World Cup. Does that ring a bell? Probably not. Oh, I'm coming for Igor. Coming for Igor. So the strategy cannot contain loans. Here's what I would do. How many scouts do we have? 2? Ah, the old 5-4, my favorite. Regular starter. Wrong. Here's what we need. Not transfer. End of contract. Not transfer. End of contract. Get the package for the entirety of Scotland for 1 month. And then cancel it after a month. Use that. Like up into here. Right, oh, we don't have enough funds. You have enough months. You have enough funds to pay for it for a month. You can cancel it at any time, right? You can change it back down at any time. But having the entire Scotland package is going to allow you to see the free agents in the entirety of Scotland and not just in your league, which means there should be free agents that are available for you to sign because you do have some room by 70,000. And honestly, if you move this over because you don't need your transfer budget, all of a sudden we've created nearly 200,000 per year, or about 35% of your entire wage budget at this point is then not being spent. That's a good way to spend your last 8 days in January, is to open up your ability to I love it. It took me forever to think of this. Open up Scotland in the mid-tier package. That's the most you can pay for 1 month of coverage. Use that to search for free agents in here, right? You search for people that are not under a contract, right? So expired. And then we are going to take off this dumb view that we have. And then we are going to add condition, international caps, and then 1. All right, so we've got Jordan. We can work with that. It's 35. 38-year-old Syrian. Alrighty, youth caps it is. Love it. Youth appearances, 1. We also have striker on, which is dumb. So we should have taken... Why do you have so many things on? Should have cleared it. That was my bad. Yeah, there we go. Age, Guadeloupe, Benin. Here we go. He's 36. Okay, I forgot to look at the age. This dude's only... Okay, hear me out. Okay. This dude is only 44 years old. He could be the next Tom Brady. Look at that international experience too. 157 appearances right there. Guadeloupe's Benjamin Lusson. No. What we are looking for is somebody from a legit nation that's got a youth appearance. And that might be Callum Tapping, who has 1 English U21 appearance and exists. Not quite good enough, I don't think. Thing is, all these guys are free agents, of course, because that's what we just checked. So Alexander Dmitriev. You can trial all of these guys. Probably don't want to trial the 39-year-old ones, but you can trial them. Or like a Craig Thompson, see if he wants to come play for you. And he does. Well, he sucks. Man, I wanted the easy ways to work. Hey, this guy would be good for you. Yeah, he's incredibly unathletic, but he does other things. What else can we do to try and shake somebody free? Here we go. Here we go. This is where the good guys are. Kelvin Itoya. Boom. Spend a little money. Bag him. Jermaine Heighton. Boom. Spend a little money. Bag him. He's on your team. Difference maker. Curtis Main. I swear I've had Curtis Main in a save before. That's because he was on my Aberdeen team. Dude just got released from Aberdeen. And he's interested in being a regular starter. Scott Fox. He kind of sucks. Chris Doolin. Hey. He knows how to score. See, there's a lot of different ways to look at this. And the free agents in Scotland are not exactly explosive. The expired free agents 6 months after contracts expired. So you can imagine what this would be like next summer. If you save yourself a little wage budget, you'll be able to make some plays. But I think that's your general strategy, Odd Ed's boat. That's got to be your general strategy. Oh, and you deselect senior caps because you're not in it. I did. It's on 0. It's at least 0. Yeah, I had. I was on World Reputation. Yo, Michter, thank you for continuing the gifted sub you got from the mom bot. Love it. I think that's what we need to do there. Free, you're up. Next! Limit of wage per player is annoying, though. I understand. It can be. But the more money that you have to work with in the wage budget, the less that limit is present on its boat. So... your big head was in the way. Is it in the way now? Can you see anything? No. It's only 4 fingers, okay? It's not 5. If you just leave the hair down, it's not a 5-finger forehead. All right? All right? Can we all agree? Let's just sit on it. See how it feels that it's 4-finger forehead instead of a 5. Just see how it feels. Jordan Freemeyer, what's up, homie? That is what 5-head yeah, of course that's what 5-head refers to, man. 5 fingers, dude. It's a 6-head. Ridiculous. Redonkulous. I refuse to believe you. Did you guys like the video that came out yesterday? Because the next video is going to be what seems to be everybody's favorite. The next video, we pulled a couple of these saves off to the side, and we sat down and saved them off stream, and Reese and I, all working as the editorial team, going to be able to throw some stuff together. For the beginning of our YouTube series called Saving Saves. Or Save Your Saves. We can't make it Saving Saves because, well, the acronym for Saving Saves, the abbreviation is, well, SS, which... So it's Save Your Saves, which is SYS. You know what that reminds me of? The University of Virginia. When you sign up for classes and stuff, and you get your grades back and whatever. It is they use something called the Student Information System. It's the SIS. SIS. So hey, it's on SIS. That's like what you say. At the University of Virginia. And what I didn't know until like up to 2 years before I got there to UVA, it was called the Integrated Student Information System. But for some reason, they had to change it. So Virginia had to change the name of its online student learning software because Integrated Student Information System is literally ISIS. It's literally ISIS, Chad. So they changed it to the student information system. They switched, took off the I. So what do we have today? Well, we're vibing. Free. The short-term problem, my defense is bad, and I'm not sure whether the issue's tactics or personnel. The long-term problem is the fact that Bayern and Dortmund of the world still seem miles ahead of us, and I'm not sure how to close the gap, especially with my limited resources. We're Dynamo Dresden in 2025. We're in the Bundesliga having a decent save, but what's the move? They unintegrated the integrated student information system. That would be a correct statement. Yes. Oh, man. I haven't fried my bacon like that in a long time. Sorry, I just had to lean over. That's our hype song. It's called Freelancer. Resets the mood, definitely gets us fired up. So defense sucks. All right, perception is often not reality. Is it that bad? No, it's not that bad. Your defense is almost better than everybody below you except for Wolfsburg, but Wolfsburg's only scored 12 goals all year and you've scored 35. Chester with the gifted sub to Stacy Kale. Get out. Just gifted a sub to Stacy Kale Shake. On a scale of 9 to 31, how's your mood? Also go Bucks. There's no K in Bucks, by the way. Buccaneers, the word Buccaneer does not have a K in it. For the record. It does not. Stacy Kale Shake gets the gifted sub. I'll stop using the blender for today. Thank you. I appreciate it. Thank you, Chester, for gifting. It's a peace offering from the Hammers to Stacy and her Kale Shakes. Now they're talking the Tampa Bay Buccaneers Super Bowl champions. He meant Milwaukee. Well, we're always talking about the Bucs. So we mentioned the Super Bowl score in the message, so I, felt like a reasonable assumption. I'm new. Who's Stacy? Oh, who's Stacy? No, that's a fair question. We have had serious internet problems in this building I'm not going to get into too much of it. We've been great But, you know, like, we're in a situation where no matter how much, like, we can't upgrade the internet anymore. It's physically impossible. So it's all about improving the consistency of the internet, because the firepower of the internet's fine. It's the consistency of the problem. Bucks does not look stupid, though. Buccaneers. Go Bucks! Buccaneers. Go Bucks! Buccaneers. Go Bucks! See, it's really, the chant really helps you learn how to spell Buccaneers, which is kind of hard to spell. Buccaneers. Go Bucks. Very helpful. If you're like 10 years old, you're in the stands, like, what was that? Buccan. Tom Brady will be lowered into his casket as he converts a 4th and 4 to win his 13th Super Bowl. Dude, it's true. Buccaneers, close enough. Yeah, DJ, it's a football team. So tell me what happened, by the way, before we get into Dynamo Dresden here. I just kind of, this was a bit of an experiment. I just tweeted the word soccer. I didn't say anything about it. I didn't say anything. I just tweeted the word soccer and the world burned down. Like 40 comments in 10 minutes. I just tweeted the word soccer. Did you hear Ben, by the way? Did you hear Ben try to say the word soccer? Yeah, you are the turbulence of the Welcome to 20 Good Minutes. I'm Zealand. This is the podcast with Ben. Absolutely nothing for 20 minutes once a week. And you're going to listen, and that's how podcasts work. Yes, a misconception. You offended the entire world outside the U.S. That's not true. Canada, Australia, New Zealand, they all call it soccer. Australia's national team's nickname is the Socceroos. In Ireland, it's like 50-50. The only English-speaking country. The only one that calls it football is Britain. Not that that's a bad thing. I don't really care, but it's the lack of education on the subject that bothers me. Lack of education on subjects bothers me. Actually, what you call it, I could not care less. I say football and soccer interchangeably, but it's the lack of education about it. But none of that is as important as listening to Ben say the word soccer. You confirm or deny this?
You've done research on podcasts, I can tell. So, yes, that's exactly how they work.
We are going to talk about the difference between Twitch and YouTube and how we approach it. We're going to ask ourselves random questions from a 20-question list that Ben is going to still somehow answer wrong. And if we have time, we're going to touch on why the United States is not terrible at soccer. Can you say the word soccer, Ben?
Soccer.
Wow. Ben is secretly American. That was too good. Let's listen to it again. Can you say the word soccer, Ben?
Soccer.
Wow,
is that right?
Oh god. Just kidding. That's so bad. It's so bad. It really is so bad. Soccer. Look, it doesn't matter. South Africa's a fair argument. That is an English-speaking country that I honestly have no idea. Please clip that and make it an emote. I made a video on the origin of the word soccer. I made it a while ago. I just think it's fascinating because, I mean, the moment I started making content and videos, right, as an American, right, the sport that I grew up calling soccer and still call soccer all the time, somehow, for some reason, and when the more you think about it, the weirder it is, that rouses like this tremendous amount of animosity. Like, there are a ton of lingual differences between different countries that speak the same language. That's one of them, right? Like, we have a different set of sports, and so there's different words to apply to the sports. But yeah, the soccer origin story is really interesting. but the U.S. will put soccer. Yeah. Oh, in Real Salt Lake is Spanish. Salt Lake City, Utah. Real Salt Lake. That's royal. American teams, just like American clubs, are the same as America itself. The city names are kind of ripped off. The culture's kind of ripped off from a bunch of different places, you know. It makes no sense to me because what you call football is played with your hands. It doesn't make any sense now when you look at it now. This is why history is important. Right? This is why history is important. Like what you're doing is sitting above the planet and looking at a map and you're going, man, that line, like, right, that line between Mississippi and Louisiana looks really stupid. Like, why is that line all over the place? But then when you go on the ground, you're like, oh, shoot, there's a giant river there. That's why. Yeah, so, like, here's the whole origin story. Let's do this. Not the entire one, but this is the short of it. There used to be a bunch of different types of football. So as you can imagine, when a sport is created, and it'd been around for a long time, but then it goes in different directions, and those different directions were often regional. One eventually becomes rugby. One eventually becomes gridiron, which is what we call football. Like they go in a bunch of different directions, but it's the same game. There are two goals, and you got to get the ball into the goal, right? That's the idea of the sport. And so there were different terms to differentiate because they were all called football, because you all used your feet a lot for all of the sports. You use your feet in all of them to get the ball around, like you're using your feet. And so they needed ways to differentiate between these different sports. And so as people do, you just come up with a slang term for it. So one is called rugby football. Well, they just started calling it ruggers. I don't know why. And then they ended up just going with rugby. One is called association football because it was the first one to form a national association to play and dictate the sport. Okay. And so association doesn't sound good. So assoc, you know, you're looking for like a one syllable word. So you're going on to like sock, and then, you know, that needs kind of an ending so that it flows in like a slang term when you're referring it to just like soccer. That's association football. Like that's association football. And then ruggers is over here. If you go to a place like Ireland, you see this develop clearly because everywhere that England colonized developed a different sport, their own version of football, because it was the same culture. So in Ireland, you have Gaelic football. You have hurling. I have no idea where the hell hurling came from, but Gaelic football is like kind of their football. Like they call it football. And then in the United States, the football that evolved, like that extra kind of regional football that evolved, ended up being called, yes, football, right? Because it became a super popular sport in the United States. So then what do you call this other sport that is also, it's a different type of football, right? And obviously as football in the United States continues to develop, the use of the feet continues to get less and less and less and less. But it's still just a different set of rules applying to football at the beginning, which is why it's referred to as football, right? And so association football, or soccer, became differentiated because it was secondary in the country initially to the football that, you know, colonially originated there. Why do they call it the World Series of Baseball? I don't know. I haven't researched that. This I have researched. So they actually called them both football for a long time in the United States until World War II, when there were like 3 million U.S. troops in England. And they were interested in what they called gridiron, which was American football. They like America's twist on football, which is the NFL today. And then they learned that you could call it soccer. Like, sweet. And so there's a huge increase in calling it soccer after World War II because that's where it comes from. And so they picked it up in England. They brought it back. People in England called it soccer up until the early 1980s. And then the usage just disappears because the United States starts to become more prominent, and they hate us. I don't blame them for that. But literally, and this is one of the most interesting things in the research, is there was a pretty prominent kind of interchangeable referring to it as football or soccer in England, and then in the 80s, the usage just like stops. The usage stops because all of a sudden the United States is starting to care about the sport. The United States is involved in the sport. It's getting a World Cup, and all of the Americans are calling it soccer because that's what they call it. That's what we call it, because it makes complete sense. And so they literally, English, like the British hive mind, right? The British culture stopped using the word soccer because they went, oh, Americans are using it. Damn it. No, never mind. And then that's when all that started. And now there's a generation of people that follow my Twitter, apparently, that don't know any of that story at all and just adopted that last part that came from the 80s that went, well, we call it football and you don't. Even though there's perfectly, like, it makes complete sense. We've always called it football. Yeah. The usage of soccer in the like, you can track these things in the libraries, in the newspapers, in the written words, was virtually interchangeable between soccer and football until the 1980s in Britain. So it's a British American. I'm describing how the United States ended up calling it soccer, and why there's, well, even I don't even know why there would be a reason that anybody would care, right? Wrong. I'm not wrong. I'm not. I would say Google it, but you just don't, DJ, you just don't seem like the type of person that wants to. You just want to, like... See, and then that's the thing. Here's the thing. It's called football and America is just wrong. That's the entire mentality behind it. It's not just America. Australia calls it soccer because Australia has its own football. Australia took the sport of football in the 1800s and created its own version that has evolved into Aussie rules. Australia has its own football, and so it calls association football soccer. So does Canada. And that's it. That's like where the word soccer comes from. And that's why there is, honestly, there is, like, I could tweet, like, we have a no politics rule on this channel, and I'm not saying this is true, and I'm not indicting anybody for it. I'm just making a rhetorical point here. I could tweet that there are 1,000 kids in cages at the border right now. Just took a picture of them. I would get less of a reaction than tweeting the word soccer, which I did yesterday as a test. Right? No, yeah, if you were here for the beginning of the story, rugby is another version of football that evolved to use your hands more over time. Why do the Americans do the month, day, year? I have no idea. The way you do it makes more sense. But we do month, day, year. I have no idea why. I have no defense for that. I will not attempt to defend things that don't deserve defending. What's basketball? I mean, putting a ball in a basket. Yeah, pretty obvious. Yeah. I understand the rhetorical point you're about to go for. Like, what's football? Putting a foot on a ball. I know. But basketball didn't originate in a colonial superpower at the time that shared its culture with a lot of different parts of the world, where there were different versions of basketball, and then all of a sudden you needed a name to differentiate between the different versions of basketball. That didn't happen. It happened with football, which then turned into soccer, rugby, Aussie rules, Gaelic football, and the NFL. That's the same sport. But Canada and the US are basically the same thing with a different government. Basketball versus netball. Netball's pretty sweet, honestly. I went to a netball game while I was in a... Oh, new tweet from Football Manager. Let's think of a clever response. Wow. That's cool. $350 raised for a wonderful local hospice with one forum thread. I kind of love. I love Deck. Dude's a great social media manager for them. Magnets, how do they work? I don't know. Let's save Dynamo Dresden, and then your boys got to get to class. Short-term problem is that my defense is bad. Right. Not sure whether the issue is tactics or personnel. Long-term problem is that we can't catch. So we've already done a lot of the saving stuff about catching Bayern and Dortmund, so we're not going to spend time with that. We are going to diagnose if your defense is bad, which we already did. We went to competition. We went to stages. We can see the number of goals you've allowed. And honestly, relative to your position, you have the best defense. You have a better defense than everybody below you because the two teams that you're tied with, you've scored twice as many goals then. And the team that you are losing to only has 12 goals all season, which means Wolfsburg is averaging less than a goal per game. Hard to do. Very, very hard to do. Very hard to do. I'd say your main issue is that while you're playing that kind of defense, the defense and offense seem to be kind of on equal sides here, guys. Thoughts on in real life Quidditch? It's a little weird. I've watched it. I have watched it. It's a little weird, but I love the Quidditch video games, and I've watched all the Harry Potters and enjoyed them, so can't knock it too much. Saying I could care less when you mean you don't care is just stupid. It's a turn of phrase in the United States. I never really thought about what it meant, to be honest. I could care less. It's like an exasperated Southern woman would say that. I could care less about what you think about me. I've had it up to here, Jim. Up to here. Honestly, he's not bad. I would like to put your mind at ease, Free. I would like to put your mind at ease, okay? PSG just got a gifted sub from an anonymous gifter. Everybody hide your Wonder Kids. Hide them fast. Hide your Wonder Kids, chat. PSG just got a gifted sub. We're looking up Jordan. By the way, Perusa. We had a redeemed player lookup there for Canadian 18-year-old on the Rowdies. Let's go, Tampa Bay. Just playing at Toronto, didn't break into the team. Got a free move to Tampa, and he's played. Oh, he's been lighting it up, dude. 70 goals and 121 appearances in the NASL. And 18 caps, 7 goals to the Canadian national team. Jordan Peruzza has exploded onto the scene. That would require having Wonder Kids. Legend says that Quidditch football was the first real football. That was before the Wizards went into hiding, as I understood it. You might have a different interpretation of the sacred texts. That Tri-Wizard tournament, dude, the sport, like the Quidditch World Cup, that's awesome. Love that video game, dude. Incredible video game. Oh, okay, we're dropping it. Oh, it's because I have it on shuffle. I was just trying to listen to this album. See, I don't think his defense is that bad, Chad. I mean, I know he's in the Bundesliga, but I don't think, like, this guy is not bad. Right, he's really influential in the air. He's got good movement. Coca there, and I don't think it's anything tactical either. This is a pretty sound formation. He's got the fullback on support over here. I'm surprised that you're saying defense is the problem. But if you are having problems, maybe it's because you're giving up too many crosses. I would experiment with that. You got to figure out where the problems are coming from, but I would experiment with that. I think playing a low-tempo game, looking for set pieces and passing short can work in this situation. I mean, this should be a very sound defensive formation. It's a very sound defensive formation. I'm surprised that he's saying defense is a problem. If you're running this, I could see you getting bombed a little bit right here. I don't hate his center backs. This might just be a raise the level of your team situation. Where it's like, well, I'm kind of stagnating. You had your original budget at 33.8 million. Your balance is projected to go up over time because the Bundesliga is awesome. Dude, I've liked this album in the past. I don't remember that song. Oh, that's you. Wolfsberger trying to snatch you. Well, I probably wouldn't take that. Dynamo Dresden killing. And you are taking steps, I think, as a club. You finished 8th last year. You're kind of hovering around there again. The longer you stay a decent Bundesliga team, the more shots you're going to have to sign the good players. And you're trying to overthrow Dortmund and Bayern. That's what you need to do. Now, all of South America is a bit bold. I would split that in half. South America East, South America West. But your scouting is definitely set up in a way that's going to make you successful. I respect it. I think you just need to pounce. You just need to pounce a little more. Maybe if you've got a guy that's been a good scout for you for a while, you can put him on a center back scouting trip. Look for high potential center backs. They're going to improve your team going further into the future. Yeah, I did do the lookup, yes. Jordan Perusa playing for the Tampa Bay Rowdies, of all things. But this is a pretty classic case of what we've seen a lot today. How to get your team to take the next step. It starts here, right? And you only have 6 scouts. There's no way a mid-table Bundesliga team should have less than 10. So we ask for scouts, right? And we receive immediately. They call me Steph. You probably do that 2 or 3 more times. Get as many scouts as you can. Start to win in the scouting room. Translate, because you're in the Bundesliga. The longer you stay there, the more you work the loans, because maybe you lose a player. Maybe you have to sell a player because you continue to succeed. There's a player that everybody wants, you know. Let's see. One of your star. Coca, I don't know about a star. This guy, don't sell him. That you can win the Champions League with that guy in your team. Do not sell him. Do not sell this guy. You just need time. You need more of those guys. I think the reason that your defense would be considered an issue is compared to those guys, your center backs are not that good. Manuel Koka is not that good compared to the other two. Whoever the other guy is, which is Pietkowski, he's not as good as the other people that I've just looked at. So I would set up a scout looking for a wonder kid center back. That's going to help out your defense long term. I think your tactic is fine. If anything, you're not putting enough pressure on the other team to maybe take control of matches. But your team is definitely going to continue to get better. Because you're doing the right thing. You're clearly emphasizing the right things and doing the right things. Your center backs are the worst part of your team, from what I can tell. I mean, literally the worst part of your team. That guy needs to learn to move up. Maybe even move back. This dude can... he can play center back. You need to work on his defensive positioning a little bit, but that dude can totally play center back. And a high-line team? Absolutely, man. Great. So check it off the list. So for people that are still on the list, I don't believe we're going to be able to save your saves on stream, but I'll take a look at them and provide some feedback over this weekend. But we are going to get back to Oriental Dragons tomorrow. What's up, man? So I've got to get to class. Stacy apparently just showed up. We just started dropping some serious frames. The morning stream was effective, but there's still a few things I'm going to do with the internet company the moment that I get off of this that they believe are going to be the most effective way for me to figure it out. But Stacy literally showed up right at the end. So I'm going to go get some, because that's what we're going to be able to do to sort things out. All right, hell of a stream. I'm glad we were able to save so many saves. Thank you, guys. Thank you. And 22 months with $5 of Jeff Bezos money. That sounds good to me, baby. Easy. Let's raid somebody. Apparently, somebody said 1K earlier. Apparently, we've got a ton of people here today, so we can really blow somebody up. I mean, blow somebody up. Let's drop it on let's drop it on Ticker. Let's blow Ticker up. Let's go make Ticker's day. Oh, I copied the wrong thing, chat. I accidentally copied his entire title. It didn't work. That worked, though. Let's go, chat, for rating. We're going to go make somebody's day, drop a bunch of viewers on top of their head, and hope they are doing well. I'm not going to be able to join you for this one, but let's get a good copy pasta together. I also been wanting to do the Twitch discriminates against dead people thing, so we're going to do that. Dude, Stacy showed up going hard right at the end here. My goodness, Stacy, chill. Let me get the raid off. Okay, I'll see you guys tomorrow. Hopefully those other little tweaks that the internet guy wants to do are going to save us from this. But we did survive, chat. We did survive. I'll see you tomorrow.